All right, welcome Axolotl fans to release v0.61.0 of Zarf. Notable mentions can be seen in our changelog, which we'll link. Primarily just wanted to walk through a couple of the high level changes to the user experience that we wanted to call out. So one, v0.61.0, you can see here, pretty notable mention, we make it sure it's kind of seen at the top, is the change to the tarball name as it's written to your file system when you are using flavors. And so if you're using flavors, for example, the package flavors manifest includes an example in the Zarf repository. We can go ahead and create this with something like, hey, we see here the Rocky Road flavor. So if we do that, Zarf package create, and we'll do example package flavors. We'll do flavor Rocky Road. And then for sake of being explicit, we'll do architecture AMD 64. We will create this. Wonderful. It will kick off the creation. And you will see here path. Zarf package. This is a Zarf package config. The package name, package flavors. Wonderful. The architecture, same as before. The version, same as before. And now what you're going to see is the flavor has been appended to the end. This was driven from a variety of discussions in our Slack community spaces in issues, which you can find the pull request in the issue related to this change. And what this really helps with is driving a lot more explicit behaviors around, how do you identify the difference between a package that contains flavors and which flavor on the file system that tarball might have been built with. So there's always been ways to get around this kind of conflicting behaviors and overriding, because inherently these things are not, I would say, immutable in nature. You could rerun the package create with a different flavor, and because they were both named the same thing, they would collide and your second one would overwrite the first. Not a behavior that we wanted to continue with. And so for this, I just need to be cognizant of, if you have CI workflows and automation that are using kind of a explicit package path based upon the assumptions of how this structure is in place, you might need to adapt those to use either A, the updated when you're using flavors, or B, maybe more I'd say broader or flexible behaviors to support that. Next up in the hopper here is the -C shorthand was added. So if you are doing a Zarf package deploy, and now that we have this Zarf package available to us, and you wanted to just jump right in instead of getting the prompt here, we'll hit no on that. You could have done a -- confirm. You now have the option to do a -C. Kind of simple quality of life improvement. So -C is essentially your -- confirm, gets everything moving. Wonderful. On the confirm front, we noticed or received a lot of feedback in issues that when you do a Zarf package remove, we very much want to ensure that people don't accidentally remove things. We've always been very adamant about, are you sure you want to perform this behavior? And so for Zarf package remove, we've always required that you add the -- confirm flag. We've always said, hey, you go to do a Zarf package, let's do an ls real quick, Zarf package remove, package flavors. If you just left it like this, the command would error out and say you must provide the -- confirm flag. Again, very explicit behavior. Now what we do offer as an alternative here is an interactive removal. So in CI, things are going to work the same. In automation, if you don't provide that -- confirm, it's going to essentially get stuck in timeout. Otherwise, what this will be left with is either the ability for, instead of having to rerun that command all over again with the -- confirm, you can just push Y and enter, and this will kick off the removal. Kind of a nice quality of life improvement that we got feedback on and we wanted to act on. So hopefully that provides value. One of the last things, which is incredibly powerful for the future of Zarf development going forward, is going to be the incorporation of feature flags into Zarf, both from the CLI perspective and the SDK perspective. And so these are in the initial stages. We have the proposal that we can link to for getting this added to Zarf. But then from the user's perspective, what does this look like? It's integrated in our all of our configuration files. If you'd use a zarf-config.yaml or toml, you can utilize it there. You can utilize it in environment variables, and you can also do something like package create. If you look at --help, one of the global flags is features, and so it kind of explains how this is used. This is going to be used going forward for how we try to gate maybe features that are not fully generally available. If they're in alpha or beta, then we can kind of provide a gating feature to say, hey, this is new behavior. Do you want to opt into this new behavior? This is kind of on our general roadmap to v0.61.0. And so if you wanted to try this out today, just get an idea. I want to say that we could even do let's do a features, or even if we run package deploy like we did before, features, and we could do an axolotl mode equals true. Axolotl mode is a feature and with a feature flag associated to it that you can use. And if you provide that, what does that change? Well, it brings back our lovely Zarf banner here to the beginning of the execution. You can enable that globally throughout any Zarf related package behavior or Zarf CLI behaviors that you are running. With that is all I had for today. Thank you for the time, and look forward to seeing you in the next release.